people weren't always so keen on this sort of thing. In fact, a lot of people refused to donate their bodies to science. I don't know why, it's not like they were using them or anything. And so, enter the Resurrection Men. That's what we called ourselves. You see, it was our job, after all, to bring the dead back from the grave. Though not quite as far as the name implies. Of course, as a mortician, finding dead bodies is the easy part. Because people like you are delivering me corpses all the time. Great Aunt Sally passes away, you're not going to prepare the body for burial. That is clearly best left to the professionals. So you come to my mortuary, you give me the body, I promise I will take very good care of her. I am lying. Instead, I phone up a doctor that I know. I tell him I've got a lovely corpse for him. He shows up 20 minutes after you have gone home. He pays me for the body. He leaves with it. You may have noticed in this, I've done basically nothing, but I also get paid twice. It's good to be the middleman. The problem, of course, is that the doctors are practicing, studying, training, using these dead bodies, getting better at their job, which means people are dying less often, and I'm running out of inventory! Yeah, that's a little bit of bad math for you right there. Fortunately, I had a solution for this as well. Manufacture a few more. Head out onto the streets of Boston late at night, bashing a few heads, sales continue to thrive. Problem is, as good as I am at killing people, not so good at getting rid of the evidence. So after about 11 victims, I was caught, and one thing led to another, and eventually, well... yeah, that part was fun. And then, they sent me back. Because the only thing worse than death is working in tourism! They didn't even get to send me back in a fun way. You see, the great thing about being sent back as a ghost, you get to walk through walls, you get to see what's hidden on the other side. And, well, watch what happens when I try to phase through a solid object. Ow. Yeah, nothing! I've been stuck back in my own body, I'm possessing my own corpse! Like a very literal version of Men's Warehouse. You will not like the way you look, I guarantee you. But, it's high time I got... Oh, that's backwards. Hang on. Better. There's a lot of duct tape and staples keeping this whole operation together. Let's get started, shall we? Welcome to the lovely North End neighborhood of Boston, full of all sorts of wonderful sites of historic importance that we will not be talking about today. If you wanted that, duck boats are available. This is Ghosts and Gravestones. We don't mess with any of that nonsense. We cover a much more interesting topic. The darkest side of the city. What lies beneath? Certainly many mysteries in this 7-Eleven that I seem to be pointing at. Totally not done on purpose. Absolutely above board everything that's on that little weird roller grill. You can trust it. I did. But when we say what lies beneath, we're normally speaking metaphorically. Well, maybe you are. Not so much with me. Right over there, those stairs leading up the hill, Copp's Hill. That is where, in the year 1926, the horror writer H.P. Lovecraft set his story Pickman's Model. The artist, Richard Pickman, lives up in Copp's Hill, overlooking the burial ground, the ancient burial ground at Copp's Hill. He hates that burial ground. He paints monsters. Subhuman creatures lurking in tunnels they've dug out beneath the graves and tombs, digging their way out to dance in the moonlight and feast upon the flesh of live human beings. I know it sounds ridiculous. Something you wouldn't pay more than 10 cents for, which is good because that's the price of Weird Tales magazine, the publication that first saw Pickman's Model. So at least your budgeting is right. But, as ridiculous as this story sounds, he wasn't really working all that hard to make the story up. Because the network of tunnels Lovecraft describes, that the ghouls would crawl and slither their way through looking for their next meal, really does exist. spreading outward from the Cops Hill burial ground all around the north end, even reaching out to the harbor, which means, yes, one of those tunnels is directly below us right now. And that graveyard where all the tunnels intersect, Cops Hill burying ground, is where we're going. So if there's anything you don't want to bring with you into that graveyard, purses, handbags, backpacks, small children, your girlfriend, etc., feel free to leave them underneath the seat. After all, I will be leaving the trolley, so will all of you, I'd wager. But she's not. The driver is staying behind, and, well, let's face it, she's going to need something to do while we're gone. Leave her something shiny, preferably a nice credit card. And also, be very careful going down the steps, because if you trip and fall, that does create a fire hazard. Because I'll laugh and get fired.